This is Dirty Joe Dirt.
You think you're better than wrestling fans? Than the regular people who run you out your little loose meat dinners? Well, I got news for you. Cause I'm the hitter with the glitter. I'm the hammer with the glamour. And I'm gonna show you how real feels.
We're doing Theo Von.
Yeah. And so Travis is a 973 and I'm a 794. And we both see our heart picks in Theo Von, probably because we have Travis has maybe a platonic crush on him. I have like a vaguely sexual crush on him. Not entirely sexual though.
Want him, men want to be him.
Yeah.
Theo Von.
So it's either the DJ archetype or like the kind of lunatic, manic pixie, fucking whatever archetype.
There is definitely some lunacy.
There is, but he looks like a he looks like a kind of like a DJ. He's living in LA with like a fucking wild ass mullet and like jean jackets, which I feel like is anti-LA. So part of me thinks it's like forefixed him wanting to look different and be separate than the
him in the gym. Yeah, look at him in the gym.
Him in the gym. This is made up, I think. That's not him. Getting jacked. Oh yeah, he's the Rat King. So Theo Von's a comedian and a podcaster, and he was on the Real, like, was it the first iteration of Real World, or it was like some early iteration of Real World?
Yeah, I think it might have been season 1.
Which that kind of show would probably appeal to the 379 trifix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean his outfits don't necessarily scream forfix, that's for sure, but just scream bad taste. This looks like an IKEA bed cover that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Theo Von. Don't say it like that, dude. Theo Von. Oh, hold on. We gotta start over, dude. Theo Von. Hold on. Let me take a second. Hey, you make it. Play with this. Prosa or electro? Oh, neither, man. I don't do anything like that. You ever been prosecuted? Oh, I've been electrocuted. If you go to Texas, you can get prosecuted and then electrocuted. I like that, but they cook everything. They're getting a little liberal. But Texas is, which is how much they're doing the death penalty. Yeah, killing everybody. Look, man, look, dude. I think the Lord wants some of us back. Honestly, there's a lot of stray pups here. In the old. You good? I'm golden. Okay.
He kind of reminds me of Mitch Hedberg, who I think is like a 974 SPSO, maybe. I haven't really looked at him in a long time.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that for Mitch Hedberg. Because his comedy is very like down.
Yeah, and super
but
yeah.
Yeah.
We could even look at him after too as a comparison, maybe.
Right.
Otherwise, like Theo Von would be like potentially almost the same type as Joe Rogan, like 7 wing 6, probably 9-3 or 3-9 SPSO potentially. He seems more like weird than Joe Rogan. Like he seems more
definitely weird. Yeah. I think he's 9 wing 8 fixed though. Like you can see it in his body language. Like he's just sitting there like this.
Yeah. He's got his
And then,
his giant baby dick out.
and then oh man, he's funny. But his whole like trash aesthetic, which
Oh
I
yeah.
know they said it's like 6, but I mean it's also like 9-wing 8, like just looking like, you know, the hell, just fucking with his mullet and whatever shirt he's wearing here. It was like a button down, like floral tropical shirt, and just like really like relaxed into his chair. That seemed 9-wing 8 fixed to me.
I know this can be easily refuted, and it's not really a data point, but I have noticed that 4 7s and 4 9s can also be, and probably 4 6s can be like into like the trailer trash thing. I had like a trailer
Yeah.
trash phase too.
You have to. It's a hard lifestyle. Is that true? Being a comedian is a hard lifestyle. Is that fair to say? Yeah, you're on the road a lot. I mean, you're not like a trucker. You stay in a lot of hotels. In a lot of motels first. What's the difference between a hotel and a motel? What's the M stand for? Mm. What do you think it stands for? Murder. Oh, damn, we talking about Ramadas. You like making people do stuff? What do you what do you mean, like a personal assistant or something, or like you mean like a you like making people laugh? Yeah, I do like making people laugh. Dude, one guy laughed so hard one night he just came out of the closet at one of the shows. Some guy was just like, ah, and he just yelled it out. What is the Theo Vaughn demographic? It's old. I would say it's a lot of kind of rural emo. So kind of things that would build a tree house and then kind of tear up and you know what I'm saying? But then also a lot of dudes who might do get out and do a little MMA, closet MMA people. Closet MMAs. Yeah. So people that they might be in the closet, but they're gonna come out fighting. You breastfed? About small breasts though. Yeah. And that the trauma from that you never shake. Is it more polite to sip or chug out of a boob? Sip or chug? What's more polite? If you're by yourself, dude, if it's Sunday night or whatever, I'll chug right out that bastard. I'll open the governor on that bastard and just fill my pockets. It's all milk in the boob, or do you think it's more like just a bag of chips? It's mostly air. Salt and vinegar, more of an anxiety sauce, I think. What do you think is the right age to wean off breast milk? What do I really think, or what is it? What do they legally do? I think, we had a kid in our town who'd get under that mom's shirt, get under it until he was 8. It was his mom? It was his mom, looked like his mom. Same profile, side profile, at least front profile a little different. So what's the right age? I think until he starts ordering it a certain way, then that's when you shut him in. You single? I'm single, yeah. Right?
Sorry. Until he starts ordering it a certain way. He's so quick. I like it blows my mind. I feel like his like comebacks are just like lightning strikes. It's like
Yeah, it's insane how
or anything like is he unless it's the editing, but he seems fast on his podcast too. He's like,
yeah, he's fast even on like Joe Rogan when he's interviewing him. It's like,
and they are kind of always like in some way like a sort of rip, like a burn on people, like he like he's not
yeah,
mean at all, but they're always sort of nasty.
right.
What? I thought you were going to say, I thought you were about to invite me to an Asperger's conference. I didn't know what was going on. I'll mingle, dude. I'm not that premier sex. I'm not like I'm not good at sex. Me neither. Oh, right on, bro. Yeah. False. You think I'm good at sex, bro? Oh, of course not. Like this guy. Oh, dude. I bet you are Babe's Ruth, bro. I bet they send you in there to freaking, you'll pitch it and hit it, dog. You know what I'm saying, bro? Dude, I can't tell if this is a good interview or what do you mean? If I have autism, dude.
I feel like he must be SPSO just because he's so like likable and
Yeah. Yeah.
like he's very good at vibing and like
Mhm.
doing the sort of social dance, which I feel like actual social types are not good at doing.
Right. What do you think? Core 7-6, pretty obvious.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 'Cause he, he's got a little bit of self-deprecation in there.
Yeah. But him being actually like adjacent to like whiny tears or like big divorce energy actually kind of makes sense because he seems way more like focused on how gross he is than like say Joe Rogan.
That's true.
He does draw attention to it.
Open that again one time. So just pull it down. Yeah, flip the top. There you go. And then pull that down. There you go. How would you not know whether or not you've smoked a cigar? Well, I used to work at this business company. I worked at this insurance company. I did paperwork, not paperwork, but I like mailed papers for them.
Like I'm sorry, it's like you almost can't like listen to him even say dumb stuff like anything without laughing. Like it's like the way he talks is funny for some reason.
Yeah. Even like him just getting ready to talk. This is funny.
And like mailings, I guess. I guess that's paperwork. Yeah. And that man had a lot of nice cigars in there. And you may or may not have smoked one. I feel like he tried to teach you one time. Oh, I feel my heart shutting. Yeah, is that always like it is? I don't know. No, your heart doesn't shut. I think it's a smelling salt. We just tried a new batch of the smelling salts. Yeah. Last time I did smelling salts, first time was with you, right? And we just got a new batch and it was way stronger. Because we did one with Red Band and it was old. Yeah. It was the old ones and they get weak after a while. But that one was a freshie. Like we pulled the tab off the top and took a hit of it. And it just burned all my nostril hairs off. Oh man, it felt like somebody was fucking playing Legend of Zelda in my lungs, bro. This shit was fucking really. It goes. It doesn't even hit your lungs. I feel like it goes through just into everything else. Almost. It does a lot. Yeah, it does a lot. Tell you, your hair looks fabulous. Oh, thanks, man. Really? It looks fabulous. Thanks, dude. So it's just full everything. I just got some new hair done out of the back, put in the front. How'd you do that? Were you losing hair? Surgery. Yeah. Were you losing? I don't know if I was losing as much as I was been also getting paranoid and just trying to be preparatory, but I was
like he's just making this up. Like
so
I'm
ridiculous.
notice like his because yeah, I think it seems obvious he's a 7 head and a 9 gut. So I'm trying to look for image and I feel like he has no concern with people like viewing him as like successful or valuable or whatever. I feel like his image is more focused on like how like gross or weird or like I don't know.
There's a little bit of like an incompetency image,
Yeah.
like showing how incompetent he is.
Yeah. And I feel like that is actually like a bit of a 7-4 thing. Like
Yeah, could be.
and 9 wing 8 is I don't give a fuck. So with 7 especially, it's yeah. Interesting.
Was having a lot of stress too. Oh, last year. What are you having stress about? Let me think. Do you want to wear headphones or no? Oh yeah, you want to put them on? I didn't see you had yours on. I'm alone here in headphone land. Yeah, it is weird, huh? It's like when you put a condom on and then the other person's just still looking at their phone. You're like, oh, this is weird. And the person, I mean, is a woman too. Jesus Christ, you gotta tell everybody, huh? Well, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I just had I had a trainer the other day, and it was a gay trainer, right? And he had a purse with him the whole time, and it just. What's the difference between a purse and a large shoulder bag? Okay, this one I would say it had bejewels on it, you know. It had, yeah, you know, it looked like somebody had it looked like it's something you'd find in Egypt, you know, if you were digging. It was
Perfect.
digging in a men's locker room. It looked like something you'd find in Egypt, baby. You know what I'm talking about, baby.
The purse thing is funny, right? Because it's like purely a woman's accoutrement, and it has always been that way. But like, why? Like backpacks, guys can wear backpacks. Guys can have gym bags. Guys can have all kinds of bags.
Yeah,
but not a purse. But meanwhile, guys generally carry more shit than women do, right? I guess not. Women carry makeup and stuff.
and guys have their nuts too, which is like in a little bag kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
So it's almost like your dick has like a little purse, but or like a hand or
A
something.
little cum purse.
Yeah.
This does feel like self-pres social humor, like kind of. Yeah, like self-pres socials kind of dick jokes galore, but
Right.
I want to look up Mitch Hedberg and just see if there's like
Do you think Mitch Hedberg is SPSO as well?
he could be, but I think he's a 974.
Yeah, he seems withdrawn core.
There's kind of a similarity. I mean, he obviously looks more, he does look more three fixed in pictures. Like he looks more, whatever, like the DJ quote unquote. And this guy looks more like he could be 974, but there's this kind of a similar like way of them telling jokes where it's like, but Mitch Hedberg was before like podcasts and stuff, right? So,
To people who don't know who I am, show at my special. That's bullshit. All right, everybody. This should be fun. I used to live here in Los Angeles on Sierra Bonita, and I had an apartment, and I had a neighbor, and whenever he would knock on my wall, I knew he wanted me to turn my music down. And that made me angry because I like loud music. So when he knocked on the wall, I'd mess with his head. I'd say, go around.
Doesn't really land as much with him, but he sort of with you on it's sort of, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, I see the similarities you're talking about.
like I think like Mitch Hedberg was maybe a 9-wing-1 or something. I don't know, but
yeah. And I think there's not a lot of videos. Theo Von has a ton of like interviews, podcasts. Most of Mitch Hedberg stuff, I think, is gonna be like full-on stand-up bits.
yeah, that's actually, we could look at a stand-up.
Yeah.
Because that would actually probably signal if he's SPSO or a social self-pres. He does his entire set on mushrooms. Okay.
Usual set because I don't fucking know what it is. And I'm just gonna sit up here under these lights because they're warm. Like that's how fucked up I am, man. They are warm.
Maybe this is the best one to use, but the fact that he did a set openly on mushrooms, I mean, I feel like I see the 7-4 stem, like.
So I grew up in my neighborhood. We didn't have a lot of diversity in my neighborhood. Diversity is always people's talking about it. And we didn't have it. You know, my neighborhood was poor black, poor white. That was our neighborhood, you know? So I didn't feel any white privilege. I know some people had it, man. You know, I knew some motherfuckers with sweaters. But I was 2 tank tops in the winter, okay? And I just didn't feel it, you know? I wish I'd had some white privilege, dude. Sign me up. But I didn't have it, man. It was just poor black kids, poor white kids, man. And my poor black friends would always be like, man, look what you did to us. And I'm like, dude, do you think I would do all that shit to y'all and then move right next door, bro? Now we gonna split this plum or not, dog? We're in this together, man. It was hectic sometimes. Fighting with black kids is tough. I don't know if you ever fought a bunch of black dudes, but they win. They win, dude. Dude, I got jumped one time after a football game by 5 black dudes. I don't know if you ever fought 5 black dudes at night. Just imagine you're fighting 5 black dudes, right? Now close your eyes. Now how many black dudes are you fighting? As many as your imagination can hold.
Like, also to compare him maybe to Tim Dillon, who is 7'6" 3'9" or something. There's like a definite like there's like a Tim Dillon's like wild. And Tim Dillon says really outlandish, crazy shit, but it's not like this kind of like we're gonna split plums, but like it's not like that kind of weird. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
oh boy. Yeah, he's got. I mean, if he's probably 3 second, so he's more assertive. But I don't know. There's something like yeah, more like out to lunch about Theo.
only thing, like if he was SOSP, I could see DJ. If he's SPSO, then that that could be
Why would you go? Why would you go DJ if he's social self-ed?
Because his like some of his like more off the wall stuff could be contra.
Oh, okay.
But it also is, I mean, it does kind of feel like farmer humor a little bit too. So, with like, yeah, like the dick jokes. It is very, very approachable. I feel like SOSP might take it more highbrow.
I almost think he's 4-wing 5 heart fixed. Like that, like I'm trying to think, like I feel like it's more absurdist. Like if you look at somebody like Danny Elfman, there's like a kind of air of lunacy to it, like more than I think 4-wing 3. Like 4-wing 5 with 7-wing 6 is like ultra absurdist. Like, and he seems like he looks like he doesn't look absurdist, but then when you actually get him talking, it's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I mean, his aesthetic is so
Yeah,
like DJ looking.
it could just be if he's SPSO too, because that's like the most boring stacking. Like it's like
SPSO with a 7-9 fix. It's gonna 7-9 stem.
Didn't he like interview Brandy, what's her face from the Real Housewives, and then they started dating? Maybe we can like catch his like flirting style. What's her fucking name? Brandy Glanville. Like I think like sevens can date people just because they find them like novel. So
Yeah.
oh, maybe it's been scrubbed from the internet.
But here's some of my fears, man. I was thinking about it. You know, marriage scares me, because you got to stay there. You know, it's like being in an elevator and the elevator breaks and you're in there with somebody and you're like, fuck, you got to stay there until it gets fixed, And that's how that's just a fear I have. I'm not saying that's what marriage is like, but it's a fear that I have. It's just a fear of lack of, probably just having to just commit and be and just get through the tough times.
I guess a lot of my friends who haven't really like had long-term relationships are often sevens, but
I don't know. This just sounds 7 to me.
it's just a fear that I have. And also I think there's a fear of, I think every man probably has a fear of not being able to, you know, finagle with another woman or touch another woman's crotch, or, just those sex thoughts that come into your brain.
This is SP social. It's like finagle with another woman. Like, what is that word? Like finagle?
That's straight up SPSO. Yeah.
Touch some woman's, butthole or something down in like Aruba or somewhere in some fancy location. Those are the things you have in your head. Like in my head, it's like, oh man, I don't want to get married. So, what if I run into some hot chick, over at the, down in Pensacola, and she wants me to touch her butthole for a second? Well, the truth is that's probably not going to happen. But there's some weird thing inside of my head or inside of men's heads sometimes that it puts this weird outlier out there in our thoughts. And then we just, it's not even, and then we don't act on the good possibilities in front of us because we have these weird things that we think might happen that probably never will. And even if it does, what the fuck? I'm just touching some lady's butt in Florida for a minute. And then what? Then I'm lonely.
I mean, that does feel like a spiral. Like that does feel like a 7 with a 6 and 4 and 9. Like that does feel like a spiral. Like I'm this way, but I hate that I'm this way. But like it's like this swinging back and forth of like, yeah, like self-loathing, and but I want to be the narcissism and like overtly, not just internally. Like 3s, keep it more inside.
Yeah, maybe.
Then I'm still sitting out at the beach or trying to get an Uber or something, and I'm just back to being lonely. But those are some fears that I wrote. What else did I have? Oh, what if I fuck up in a relationship or in a marriage and I cheat or I stray or I, do look at pornography, and that's part of my marital, agreement. And so that's scary to me because it's like, you make this agreement, you make this commitment, you want to be able to honor it and you want them to honor it. So these are just my fears. I'm trying to go through my fears. Sharing a bathroom. That's a fear I have about getting married. Dude, I haven't shared a bathroom since college, bro. Honestly. And that was hell. That was hell, man. And I just, that's my biggest fear is coming home and seeing some, couple straight turds or something in the toilet and they ain't mine.
Oh yeah, like he's got to have some kind of anal fixer thing going on. But like, ew, gross. Us like not to say that nobody wants to see poop other people's toilets, but that's like a fear I think of sharing spaces if you have like potentially frustration. Extra frustration. I lay down toilet paper, like I don't care who I'm sharing it with, whether it's like even if I'm dating the person or if it's my family, there's toilet paper that goes down. Like do you do that too?
No, I don't do that.
I do. I'm like, ew, like I don't want to. Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like he's double withdrawn? Like if we break it down, like taking it back to the Enneagram, yeah, how do you feel about double withdrawn?
Well, okay, you look at, I mean, this is anecdotal, so I'm going to use Shanti on the podcast as an example. She's a 7 wing 6 9 4, and she does not seem withdrawn at all.
Right.
Very buoyant and chaotic and assertive seeming. I think if he's 9 wing 8 2, then that's like 9 wing 8's not really withdrawn per se. To me, I feel like he has a 4 figs, but I don't know what the wing is, if it's 3 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm I'm open to 4 fixed at this point. 4 wing 5 would be a stretch just because he doesn't, I mean, he doesn't look, I mean, he looks funny as fuck, but he doesn't look alien.
Okay, yeah.
Like there's not, like you were comparing him to Danny, what's his face?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Danny Elfman, yeah.
Who looks like crazy. Um
Well, he on interviews though, although he does have kind of a lunatic smile. Yeah, he looks wild in the interviews or in his concerts rather, but when he's like doing the circuit, he's like just like, you know, a man, I guess.
what was his type?
Well, we typed him as 7 wing 6, 9 wing 1, 4 wing 5, social self pres. Yeah, Theo Von doesn't really have this much theater to him.
Right.
Okay. He might be 4 wing 5 second also. We pushed it to the third. We started with second picks. We pushed it to the third picks because they thought like I think Shanti thought he would be not as nice if he was 4 wing 5 second, but I think he probably is 4 wing 5 second anyways. I mean, I definitely don't see that in Theo Von's aesthetic. So that is a vote for him being image last.
Yeah. That's what's so strange. Is like, yeah, so he's definitely not like Joe Rogan. He's definitely not like Tim Dillon.
I mean, the thing is, his jokes land, actually. Maybe this is the difference. His jokes land. A 4 wing 5 fix, maybe their jokes won't land as well.
Yeah, I feel like that would maybe be too esoteric or
Hmm.
just too out there.
So if he's a 794 and then he would have like, so he would be like a Kyle overlay basically. So which actually makes sense because that's his aesthetic kind of. Okay, mechanical bull. Okay. So yeah, I could see that actually, him being like a 794 with a wall punching drunk mullet fuck overlay. That would explain a lot actually. Because we do kind of tap into our wings too, like, well, what are yours? Yours are 162. Is that what it is?
Potentially. I lean more towards 7 wing 8 fixed if my head fixes last, but yeah.
I was gonna say if you had like a 162 overlay or 126 overlay, you do have like a bit of a pious sort of vibe to your DJ-ness. So maybe it like does kind of flavor but he looks like his aesthetic almost looks like a 368. Like it looks ironic.
Yeah. Right. Like how he's walking there, yeah.
Yeah, and he's wearing like I mean, it's like the kind of aesthetic of like, yeah, ripped jeans, Megadeth shirt, I drink PBR, buy a dozen every weekend, like.
Right. But it's all like,
sorry.
yeah, it's all ironic, which I would typically my mind would go towards contraflow with that heavy dose of irony, but he does seem self-social. So yeah, could be on with that Kyle mechanical bull overlay.
So you feel, yeah, I feel like people are gonna be like, what if they look at him, but
Just in comparison to like Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon and other people that are 7 wing 6 DJs. So yeah, I mean, I'm open to it for sure, but yeah, just I mean, he looks DJ as hell.
yeah.
But yeah, it's strange.
So yeah, it's like yeah, I guess it's like explained away by SPSO being the most boring, like visually boring stacking potentially. And then
Could be.
yeah, it's tough. Okay, well, woman preferences. I don't know. We don't have to keep watching. Sometimes he has. I can almost see him pushing away just with the fact that he lives in LA and he like looks like a southern truck driving date rapist.
Called Andrea, but thank you for calling back. More
from Arizona. Um, but I also have another question. Like,
well, you got to ask a first question before you ask a second one. You know, I don't know how much gasoline you're gonna get. Let's go. More.
what type of girl do you like? You know, do you like? I imagine you like them all shapes and colors, but
Oh, this chick's ugly and fat. You can tell us by her voice.
what type of personality do you like in a girl? You know, do you like her to be funny like you, or docile and quiet? I appreciate you again, and bye.
Thank you for calling it.
SP962 just called it.
Andrea, I appreciate you as well. Do I like them docile? I mean, I don't like them under the influence of, Quaaludes or anything like that. I don't want a girl that you have to, when you get home, you got to take her out of the trunk and bring her in the house. So I like a girl, I don't mind a pigtail. I don't mind two pigtails. I remember this one girl only had one pigtail in my neighborhood because they only had one barrette at her house. And her and her sister got a set of barrettes for Christmas, but the set only come with two barrettes, and so they each got to use one. So they running around each looking like half a Wendy's logo, because each one of them had that just one, that one stray, that one braid riding out, like a diving board that was, taking the afternoon off, just kind of hanging off that side, ganging out.
Yeah, he's like personifying objects. I feel like is a SP Dom thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not. The thing is, he's not giving her an answer about what type of woman he likes. He's not listing like social qualities or SX qualities. It's like,
right.
She got a beret, and she has a half a ponytail. What the fuck does that even mean? 9-second confirmed.
Yeah.
I even thought, like, I wondered if he could even be 9 wing 8 first, but he seems too bouncy.
Yeah, I feel like he's too sharp. Like he's too quick on his feet. Like mental, just.
Theo Vaughn, self-pres social, 7 wing 6, 9 wing 8, 4 wing 3. Yay!
Yeah. Despite looking like an absolute DJ, but yeah, I think the irony and being SPSO, yeah, I'm open to 4.
Not all 4 or 7 9s look the same.
True. True.